Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that digs through the noise to give you the key takeaways from the sources you share. Today, we're heading to a city known for, well, everything but quiet strategy, right? Las Vegas. High stakes, bright lights, constant change. So the puzzle is, how does a game like chess, so cerebral, find its place, let alone thrive, in that kind of environment? Okay, let's unpack this. We're going deep into the story of chess in Vegas. Its surprising history, how it's evolved, right up to the really cutting-edge stuff happening there literally right now.
It really is a fascinating story. We'll be looking at sources covering, decades of chess history there, some surprising celebrity connections. And yeah, the absolute latest tournament news coming straight off the strip. It's this amazing clash, or maybe a blend. Spectacle meets deep strategy.
So where does it start? I mean, early Vegas, just a small railroad town, chess must have been there, but quietly, right? Like an intellectual escape, but really nothing official.
Right. Likely unrecorded in those very early days. But the first major recorded event, that was back in 1952. It was part of the U.S. Championship match. Larry Evans versus Herman Steiner. And get this, two of their games were played in downtown Las Vegas.
Downtown Vegas in '52? What was that even like?
Picture Fremont Street, basically one of the only paved roads back then, hosting games for a national title. It's kind of amazing. And Herman Steiner, one of the players, he was apparently a very colorful guy. You'd think he'd be perfect for Vegas.
Yeah, sounds like it. Did he stick around?
Ironically, no. He actually ended up opening a well-known chess club later, but in Hollywood, not Vegas. A bit of a missed opportunity, maybe.
Okay, fast forward to the 60s. Vegas is booming, becoming Vegas. Did chess organizers see the potential then?
Oh, absolutely. That's when Ed Edmondson stepped in. He was a big deal in the U.S. Chess Federation, former military officer, key figure. In 1965, he founded the National Open there. And his idea, it was pretty revolutionary for the time.
How so?
He called it the chess vacation. The focus wasn't just on the games. It was heavily centered on player comfort, making sure people could actually enjoy the city, the entertainment, after playing. No U.S. tournament had really prioritized that kind of experience before.
Huh. That whole vibe feels familiar. Like in the Queen's Gambit.
Exactly. That's a great connection. Beth Harmon's first really big tournament in the show is at the fictional Mariposa Hotel in Vegas. And even though they filmed it in Berlin, it totally nails that 60s Vegas feel. The scale, the style, that sensory overload.
Right. And for Beth, it was huge. A learning moment.
Definitely formative. She loses to Benny Watts, sure, but it's also this coming-of-age thing under all those neon lights.
Yeah.
It really paints Vegas as this place for, well, bold characters and daring plays.
Speaking of bold plays, wasn't there a huge offer made to Bobby Fischer around then?
Oh, yeah. 1973. A Vegas hotel offered him an unprecedented sum, $1 million, plus all expenses covered.
$1 million. 73. For one match.
Exactly. Just for one high-profile match. Now, he turned it down, but the offer itself, that was Vegas really showing its hand. It showed they saw the star power in chess way back then and were willing to, up the ante significantly, kind of foreshadowed later big money events.
Interesting. And something else happened around that time, right? Something about smoking.
Yes. In 1976, the National Open made a pretty controversial move. It became the first major tournament, certainly in the U.S., to ban smoking right in the playing hall.
Wow. I can imagine that didn't go over well with everyone.
Not at all. There was definite debate, some real grumbling, particularly from the older generation of players who were, let's say, accustomed to lighting up during tense games. But it was a big step. It marked a shift towards modernizing the environment, thinking about health, concentration. It really set a precedent.
So the National Open bounced around a bit after that.
It did for a few years, yeah. But then it came back to Vegas for good in the early 80s. Fred Gruenberg, a local guy with a flair for showmanship, anchored it permanently on the Strip in '83. And he teamed up with Alan Lusoff, who is apparently very detail-oriented as an organizer. Together, they really polished the event, making it the chess vacation of the year.
And Vegas kept climbing as a chess destination.
It really hit a peak, maybe its highest peak, in 1999. Caesars Palace hosted the FID World Chess Championship. It was a massive knockout tournament, 100 players.
100 players for the World Championship. Wow.
Yeah, huge event. And what's fascinating here is Judith Polgar played. She was the first woman ever in an open World Championship event like that, and she did incredibly well. Reached the quarterfinals before Alexander Kalufman knocked her out, and he actually went on to win the whole thing, become the new FID champion. So yeah, 1999 really proved Vegas could handle the absolute top tier of global chess.
What about Anatoly Karpov? I know he has a connection to Vegas, but it's kind of complicated, right?
It is, yeah. He was supposed to play in that 99 championship, but withdrew in protest over the format or seeding, I believe. But his connection goes way back to the 70s. He's a regular visitor. There were talks, negotiations even, for these huge matches against Fischer, against Susan Polgar. One idea even involved Fischer Random, or freestyle chess as we might call it now.
But those matches never happened.
No, they fell through. But Karpov kept coming back anyway. Apparently he'd come to watch Mike Tyson fight or Frank Sinatra sing. He just seemed drawn to the Vegas atmosphere, chess or no chess.
Okay, so you can't talk about Vegas without talking about poker. It's the world capital, and there's this natural crossover with chess players, isn't there?
Oh, definitely. It's a very strong connection. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, think about the skills involved, right? Patience, deep calculation, reading your opponent, that psychological edge. These things are crucial in both games. And Vegas provides the stage, the bright lights, for both.
Any big names who made the switch?
Absolutely. Dan Harrington is a prime example. He was a chess national master, won the Massachusetts State Championship back in '71. Then he goes on to win the World Series of Poker main event in 1995. Wrote classic poker strategy books, ended up in the Poker Hall of Fame. Quite the transition.
Wow. Anyone else?
Jennifer Shahar, two-time U.S. women's chess champion. Now she's heavily involved in poker as a commentator and ambassador for Poker Stars. She really bridges those worlds. And there's Éloire Rollange from France. He was a promising young grandmaster, then switched to poker, founded a huge online poker school in France, and now he's actually the president of the French Chess Federation.
No way. Back to chess.
Heading up the federation, yeah. It just shows how interconnected those skill sets are, and Vegas is often the backdrop where you see it play out.
Right. So moving into the 2000s, Vegas leans into this chess tourism idea more.
Yeah, they really embraced it. The Las Vegas International Chess Festival grew up around the National Open. They added the U.S. Women's Open, scholastic events, blitz tournaments, simul's, making it a bigger package. And the casinos were great hosts. They gave amateurs a sort of red carpet treatment, big ballrooms, raffle prizes, made players feel like stars, you know?
That sounds great for amateurs. But what about the big money, high stakes side? Did Vegas try that again after the Fischer offer?
Oh, yes. Enter Millionaire Chess in the 2010s. This was super ambitious. Launched in 2014 by GM Maurice Ashley and Amy Lee. Held at Planet Hollywood, and they put up a record-breaking $1 million prize fund.
$1 million again. But for a whole tournament this time.
For the whole tournament, yeah. Drew almost 600 players for the first one. Wesley So won it in 2014. Hikaru Nakamura won in 2015. It had this real poker-style buzz, especially with its knockout finals on what they called Millionaire Monday.
Sounds exciting. Did it stick?
Well, that's the thing. It ran for 3 years, I think, 2014 to 2016. It proved Vegas could absolutely host elite, spectacle-driven chess, generate real excitement.
Yeah.
But the costs, the huge prize fund, the production, it just wasn't sustainable without finding major long-term sponsorship. So it ended. But it definitely made a mark and maybe taught some lessons about balancing the spectacle with financial reality.
Which brings us right up to today, the 2020s. And there are new things happening, big things. Freestyle chess.
Exactly. A newer format, faster paced, designed to be more dynamic, and they just launched their first ever U.S. Grand Slam leg. It's happening right now, July 16th to 20th, 2025, at the Wynn Las Vegas. And the lineup is stacked. Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura, Fabiano Caruana, a bunch of top players. Huge prize fund again, $750,000, and they're even selling ringside seats for fans.
Ringside seats for chess.
That's the idea. Make it more of a spectator event. And just before this Grand Slam kicked off, there was another related event on July 13th, also in Vegas.
So was that?
It was called Chesstival, a celebrity pro-am type thing created by NBA star Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, the basketball player. He's into chess.
Deeply into chess, it turns out. He partnered with Magnus Carlsen for this. They brought together NBA players Rajon Rondo, Grant Williams, Quentin Post, and put them up against grandmasters like Carlsen and Nakamura.
Why? What was Rose's goal with that?
His vision was clear. Attract new fans, casual fans, to chess. Make it fun, add something extra, kind of like an NBA All-Star game does for basketball, without changing the core traditional game. And Carlsen seemed to enjoy it too. He mentioned the NBA guys are surprisingly proficient and make these creative non-chess moves that actually have a plan behind them, which he found quite rewarding.
That's fascinating. I heard Rose has a personal story about his own chess journey too.
Yeah, he talked about regretting not opening up sooner to his NBA teammates about playing chess. He felt a bit shy about it, I guess, and then later he found out one of his teammates, Drew Gooden, also played. He apparently got into chess originally after reading about how it could benefit mental health.
So who won at Chesstival? Did the NBA guys hold their own?
They did. Clinton Post from the Golden State Warriors actually won the Bliss tournament, became the first NBA chess champion. Rajon Rondo came in second. They also had this fun head-in-hand format. GM calls out the piece and square. NBA player makes the move.
Huh. That sounds chaotic.
Probably was. Grant Williams, the Mavericks forward, actually won that partnered with the legendary Judith Polgar, Carlsen and Rose. They got knocked out early in that one.
Okay, so back to the main event, the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam. You said it's designed by Carlsen and his partner Jan-Henrik Buettner to be faster, more watchable.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for chess?
Well, it means they're really pushing the envelope on presentation. Borrowing ideas from Formula One broadcasts, setting up a global tour in really glamorous locations, Paris, Singapore, now Vegas. They're trying hard to build up the players' individual brands, give lots of behind-the-scenes access, making them personalities, not just players. And the commentary is interesting, too. They offer two streams, one traditional technical one for the serious fans, and another community stream that's less jargon-heavy, aimed at newcomers. It's a clear push to make it a better spectator sport.
And it seems like that push for drama is working, because we just got some breaking news today, July 17th. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely stunning news today.
Magnus Carlsen, the world #1, the face of freestyle chess, the tour leader. He's been knocked out of contention for the title here in Vegas.
It's huge. He can't win the Vegas Grand Slam now. He got knocked out by Levon Aronian in a playoff today after a really rough round-robin stayed for him. He actually finished tied for 4th in his group, which meant a playoff, and Aronian beat him in both playoff games. So Carlsen drops to the lower bracket now, can still play for placement points and money, but not the trophy.
Wow. How did that happen? He seemed dominant early on.
He started, 2 wins, but then he hit a skid, lost to Pragnananta, lost to Wesley, so had a couple of draws. He needed a win in the last round just to force that tiebreak, which he got against Bibisara Asabayeva. But then Arenia was just too strong in the playoff. So the qualifiers from Carlsen's group, the white group, are Pragnananta, Nodirbek Abdusattorov, Yevokir Sindarov, and Aronian. Vincent Kiemer just missed out.
And the other group, the black group.
Hikaru Nakamura absolutely dominated that one, finished with 6 points out of 7, looked incredibly sharp. Hans Niemann also had a great start, finished strong. Fabiano Caruana qualified, and Arjun Aragaisi took the last spot from that group. Oh, and an interesting detail. The two Uzbek players, Abdusattorov and Sindarov, played each other in the final round and drew pretty quickly. That draw guaranteed both of them would qualify for the top bracket.
Convenient. And I heard there was another celebrity sighting.
Yeah, Gerard Piqué, the former footballer. He's actually an investor in freestyle chess and a big Carlsen fan. He was there today, even joined the commentary for a bit, called Carlsen his favorite player, compared him to a creative midfielder in football.
What's fascinating here is you've got sports stars investing, athletes playing, comparisons to F1 and football. It really feels like chess is trying to break into that mainstream sports entertainment world, and Vegas is the stage.
That's exactly the vibe. So now, 16 players move to the knockout stage starting tomorrow. The top 8 from the round robins fight in the upper bracket for the title. The bottom 8, including Carlsen and Kiemer now, are in the lower bracket playing for final standings. And a share of that big prize pool, it's $710,000 total, with $200,000 for first place. Tomorrow's quarterfinals have some great matchups lined up. Prague versus Caruana in the upper bracket, for example. And Carlsen will face Vidit Gujrathi in the lower bracket. Still plenty of drama ahead.
What a ride it's been for chess in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
From, quiet games in a dusty town to these global championships, millionaire dreams, and now celebrity crossovers and shock results.
Yeah.
Vegas really has been the place where chess seems to constantly find ways to up the ante, showing how adaptable and, spectacular the game can be.
It really has. And this raises an important question for you, the listener, to think about. Given this unique Las Vegas mix, the entertainment factor, the high stakes, the constant reinvention, and seeing how chess is now embracing these faster formats like freestyle, the celebrity involvement, what other unexpected places or stages might the Game of Kings show up next? And how could that continue to change the game and bring it to whole new audiences? Something to ponder.